What's going on, NBA fanatics? This is your friendly neighborhood Memphis Grizzlies, home of Memphis X, and I talk hoops. Today, we are talking about the young Grizzlies playing with the Memphis Hustle and what their futures look like. But first, every hero needs their theme music.
Piano.
Grizz gang, go hard. Baddest in the game, we be on one. I talk hoops so secure. All up on the court, but we gon' score. Memphis bringing heat straight from Tennessee. Demorant spiking, let's go, boy. He that MVP.
This is Memphis X with iTalkHoops. While you are here, please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit the bell to be notified every time I drop a video. I have a goal to reach 3,000 subscribers by the playoffs, and I'm going to need your help to get there. Thank you. All right, your Memphis Grizzlies are facing the Utah Jazz tonight in the final game before the All-Star break. The Grizzlies are currently sitting at 34-22, 12 games above 500. They are in good position right now. They are in second place in the West. 2.5 games up on the Sacramento Kings, and 5 games back of the Denver Nuggets, which is probably means that they don't have a chance to catch the Denver Nuggets unless they do a total collapse. But they should stay in front of the Kings, and that means they will be getting the winner of the 7-8 play-in game, which is interesting because the 7-8 play-in game right now would be New Orleans Pelicans and Minnesota Timberwolves, so that would be interesting. And the rest of the play-in is Utah at 10 and Golden State Warriors at 9. So this is a big game for everybody involved. The Portland Trailblazers trail the Utah Jazz right now by a half game. The Oklahoma City trails them also by a half game, and the Los Angeles Lakers are 2.5 games behind the Utah Jazz for the 10th spot. So everything is pretty much jumbled up in the West, the bottom of the West. Really it's hard to tell because I don't think Sacramento's 2.5 games out of the play-in. They're 2.5 games up on the play-in. So New Orleans just got the news that Zion Williams is going to be hurt a little bit longer. Of course, Steph Curry is going to be out a little bit longer. Karl Anthony Towns is on his way back. Dallas Mavericks made some big changes. LA Clippers made some big changes. Phoenix Suns will be having Kevin Durant coming back after the All-Star break. So the last, what will it be for the Grizzlies, 25-game sprint to the end of the season to get yourself ready for the playoffs is going to be real interesting because really, if you really want to talk about who's been the best player over the last 3-4 weeks, it's probably been Dame Lillard, putting up almost 37 points on 50, 40, 95 shooting or some ridiculous crap like that. So, yeah, Dame Lillard's probably been the best player of the new year. And his team is sitting right now a half game out of the play-in. So this lets you know how jumbled up the West is. And hopefully the Grizzlies can go into the All-Star break on a high note, on a good note, with a nice victory in a positive direction. So let's get to the purpose of this video. And the purpose of this video is to talk about the 3, 4, 5 guys that have been with the Hustle. I really don't want to count Kenny Lofton Jr., who's going to be representing the Memphis Hustle and the Grizzlies in the during the All-Star break at the Rising Stars game. First time the G League will be having representatives, and he will be there, of course. He was voted in, I think. He is currently averaging, 20 and 10 on the season, shooting 53% from the field, 23% from three-point line, 68% from the free throw line, 4.1 assists, and 4 turnovers. So the one thing I'll say is a lot of people online on Twitter really, really harp on wanting to get Kenneth Lofton some time with the Grizzlies. And when you watch him play, there's nothing that says he's ready for that. Nothing that you see. Yeah, he can score. He probably can score. He's going to struggle to score against length a little bit in the NBA. But he will be able to score in any league at any time. It's the rest of his game that needs to come on. So I don't expect to see him getting anything other than burn, garbage time with the Grizzlies the rest of the season. Of course, Vince Williams Jr. has been with the team. He hadn't gotten to play, but he's been the guy with the team. He's on a two-way, of course. He is averaging 17.6 points per game. He is shooting 63% from the field, 42% from the three-point line, 78% from the free throw line, 8 rebounds, 1.9 assists, 1.9 turnovers, 1.7 steals, almost a block a game. Really, really cooking in the G League. Slow start, but he is cooking now, and it's telling you that he might have a role as a role player. When I told you guys when they drafted him, he is the one guy I thought that would have the ability to help this team, and I look for him to be a long-term fixture on the Grizzlies. I think he is going to, when they make their consolidation trade, I think he's going to earn a regular contract. Book that. Now, let's go to the guys that have spent some time with the regular team, and we'll start with David Roddy, a guy that I'm real excited about. I thought he was playing pretty well with the regular team in a backup role. Now, for the G League, he's only played 3 games, 32 minutes per game. He scored 22.3 points, shooting 43% from the field, 40% from three-point line on 9 attempts per game. That is freaking fantastic. 9 attempts per game, which is leading the hustle in his short little stint. 70% from the field, 3 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 turnovers. So he's been playing pretty well there. Of course, he's able to score. He's probably, even on the real team, he's probably got, I would say he probably might have the most junk in his game as far as having a bag, being able to create off the dribble and things like that. Of course, the Grizzlies don't use him that way, but you saw flashes of it before with his turnaround jumper and all that. He has some game, and I think he's going to be able to expand that probably as early as next season. And then we have Jake LaRavia playing 28.8 per minutes. He is scoring 20 points per game, shooting 50% from the field, 42% from three-point line on 7.2 attempts per game. And if you know anything about Jake LaRavia, that is the key. His three-point attempts per game and getting up 7.2 attempts per game is fantastic. Shooting 89% from the free throw line, 5.4 rebounds, 2.8 assists, 2.5 turnovers, and a steal per game. Really, really performing well. I really, really like his development in the G League. And he is the one guy. Now, of all the guys that are in the G League, I think he is the guy that should be getting John Konchar's minutes. He should be the 10th man on the team right now, and he should be in the rotation. I think he has the best potential to be a high-level shooter on the Grizzlies. And last but not least, we have Zaire Williams. Zaire Williams has only played 2 games with the Hustle. So this is a small sample size, but he's shooting 40% from the field. He scored 18 points per game. He's getting 18.5 shot attempts up per game. 7 3-pointers per game. He's only hitting 28.6%, which is a disturbing trend. Not getting to the foul line much. He's only had 1 free throw in 2 games. 7 rebounds, 4 assists, only 2.5 turnovers. So he is basically that utility guy. And I think that's what they need to use him as, more of an inside guy, to make passes, reads, and things like that, and get his shot up over smaller guards. He's 6'10", 6'10"-ish right now. he can get his shot up over guards in the paint where he can just rise up over them and shoot his shot. Because his three-point shot is not there yet. And that's the one thing he needs to work on. I think he should be working on that more than some on-ball reps. I don't think the on-ball reps are going to come anytime soon. I think he's 2, 3, maybe 4 seasons away from doing anything on ball significant. And I really would like him to start incorporating his step-back jumper. I think that's his rhythm shot. And when he does that, I think he gets a better release on his shot. It's just a more comfortable shot for him overall. It's a psychological thing, with basketball. So there you have it. Those are how the guys are performing with the Memphis Hustle. I would say they hustle play today at noonish. I think noon. I think you can catch it on YouTube today if you want to see how those guys are performing. I think they all should be playing, and I think they all scored over 20 points per game, 20 points in the game, their last game. So it's an interesting watch, and if you watch Jake LaRavia, you will be impressed. But the thing about it is with Jake LaRavia was coming on before he got injured and sick and all that and lost his place in the rotation. I wish he'd have just been reinserted back into the rotation. But I think by the time he came back, I think Zaire had came back, and he just never really got back in the rotation. But I think he deserves to get another shot. I think he deserves a good 2-week run after the All-Star break to see what he has, because now Zaire gives you some athleticism. David Roddy gives you some athleticism and some stuff off the dribble and a little bit more consistent three-point shot than Zaire. But Jake LaRavia gives you a shooter with size. He seems like the perfect guy to spot in the corner and the perfect guy to play opposite of Luke Kennard, because he has some size and he's able to, to defend, in theory, the bigger wings that Luke Kennard cannot handle. He can back up, as Luke Kennard is backing up Desmond Bane for the most part, he can back up Dillon Brooks and take some of those more physical guys, the guys that David Roddy was assigned to, and sometimes Zaire Williams was assigned to, as long as they weren't too physical. But Zaire has the length to make up for that lack of physicality. So, guys, let me know, what do you think about the guys and how they're performing with the hustle? And who do you think out of all these young guys? And I didn't talk about Kennedy Chandler, because as long as we have Tyus Jones, I don't think Kennedy Chandler is really going to have a chance to perform with the big squad, other than outside of an injury to one of our point guards. So, we've seen Kennedy Chandler perform well with the regular Grizzlies when given a chance. So he's not somebody I have to focus on really right now. I think he has a very, very good chance of being the main backup point guard for Ja Morant as early as next season. The Grizzlies did not sign him to a 4-year deal with a high guarantee for nothing. They believe in him. And when the Grizzlies believe in somebody, they are going to find a way to get them on the court with the Grizzlies. So let me know which young guy you think has the most promise, not only for the rest of this season, but on into the future. Peace.